Hi, my name is Kelly. I'm a design student at The Ohio State University, and this video is for my Design 200 class. Each week we have a journal assignment, and this week the topic is design and technology. So for my journal, I'd like to talk about video game design. Maybe a little bit of a stretch, but I think it's a really interesting topic, especially because I'm going to focus on this one game called EVOKE. Its main creator is Jane McGonigal. I heard her speak at a seminar a few days ago, and it was very interesting. I'm what you call a noob when it comes to video games, and I've always been kind of suspicious of how productive they can actually be, but I was pleasantly surprised when I did my research on this game. I will start off by assuring you that I'm not trying to sell you anything. This game is free. It's just internet-based. And so if you enjoy my spiel, you can go ahead and look it up. Otherwise, continue to patrol YouTube, do whatever floats your boat. And so a little background info. It's a 10-week challenge to try to better yourself and to become a social innovator. So unlike other games where you're sitting on a couch all day pressing buttons on a controller, you're actually getting out there and doing stuff, solving problems and coming up with ideas. It's more like a social network disguised as a game. And the goal is to make players feel empowered and feel like they can actually make a difference in the world. And so what is an evoke? An evoke is an urgent call for help, or what they call, they call it a call to innovation. So by playing the game, you're supposed to be answering this call to solve world problems. So the first thing you do is you read the episodes of the graphic novel, and each one will have a different social issue that they talk about. And so it takes place in 2020, and there's havoc wreaking the world, there's famine, there's floods, there's all sorts of bad stuff. So it's up to the players to come up with ideas on how to fix these problems. And so after you read the episodes of the graphic novel, you're supposed to investigate it. So you click on this little button, and it brings you to a page with all these different links about, the different stuff that was discussed in the episode. So if it was about sustainable energy, then there would be links about, what is sustainable energy, what are the options, different vocab and all that stuff. And so after you investigate, you're supposed to go on your mission. And so the mission has 3 steps. They're learn, which you're supposed to learn about the issue, investigate it, and share what you find with others on the blog. Act, which is where you get out and actually do something. And then imagine, which is, where you're supposed to tell the story of the future that the player wants to create. And so for each step, you earn PowerPoints, which can range from local insight to collaboration to entrepreneurship. And so, as an example, for episode 1, it introduced the concept of social innovators, what kind of people they are, their purpose, etc. So for the learn part, the players are asked to read this document called 33 Secrets to Innovation. And so for learn, the players are asked to read and pick their favorite secret and then write about it. How did they use it, or how could they use it in their everyday lives? And that'll give you a knowledge point. Next, in act, players must search online for a social innovator to kind of shadow or follow or otherwise use as inspiration. And they're encouraged to actually get in contact with that social innovator if possible. And so that will get you a courage point. And right now I'm totally racking up the courage points because I don't even know who I'm talking to right now, quite frankly, and for all I know you could think I'm completely ridiculous. And that's okay. I respect your opinion. But anyway, moving on to imagine. It tells the player to imagine where they will be in 2020 and what they would do with their innovation powers, how they would use their own skills to be a social innovator. And they submit the evidence of completing these missions through blog posts or videos, pictures, etc. So I'm not usually a gamer, but I have to say I'm really impressed with this game. It combines elements of good design, especially in their website design and layout, but also their use of, they have a good use of technology because all you need is the internet, and so that's very easy, very accessible, and it's something that everyone knows. Not everyone, but most. Anyway, moving on. Instead of creating a game that makes players waste away hours, just sitting in front of a screen, it actually, creates a social network that, again, is easily accessible but promotes world change. Relating back to design, another thing I noticed is that one of the blog posts by the creators had the top 10 best and worst things that happened in the first season of the game, and that's really key to the design process so that you're continually bettering your product or service, whatever it is. Fun fact is that in interior design and architecture, this is called post-occupancy valuation. +1 for paying attention in class. Go me. Anyway, back on track. Another thing I really like is that at the end of this 10-week course, you get to submit an evocation, which is like a really detailed plan about what you want to do to better your community. This could be a product, a service, or whatever, but the top, I believe it said the top like 20 evocations, they were going to award them with either, online mentorships or travel scholarships to the EVOKE Summit in Washington, D.C., but also they could get funding for starting up their own project. And so I thought that was really cool because the game, tries to get people to go out there and keep innovating after the game is completed. Players are free to be as active or inactive as they want, and so if you want to only complete 1 or 2 missions, that's fine. But if you want to, really be hardcore about it, then they give you those opportunities. So I really like this and think that it can help change the world. But that's all I really have. I will leave you with the EVOKE tagline. If you have a problem and you cannot solve it alone, evoke it. Hope I haven't bored you to death, and thank you for watching.